Hey y'all, welcome back to the Manly Musings podcast. We are back after a week off. As you can tell, I still am trying to regain my voice from last weekend. Um, but we'll talk about that later. But we are back. We're going to talk tonight really about West Virginia football, our thoughts. The NFL kicks off tonight, or this will probably get out by like Tuesday. So it already kicked off and all the games have been played. So hopefully your team fared well. And I hope your fantasy team fared well because Kevin and I, after tonight, are no longer friends until Tuesday.
No, not till the following Friday until we see each other.
Oh, wow. Wow. It can't even be Tuesday. Wow. All right. Okay. We'll see how
Yeah,
it goes.
can't because I'm gonna need a couple days to recover. Monday, be furious if I lose by like a point like I did last year. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I'll be like decompressing, and then Friday, all will be well because it'll be focused on West Virginia versus Pitt.
So you guys can't tell. Kevin and I are in two leagues together, and
Yes.
somehow, some way, we're playing each other in both leagues to start the year. And one I'm projected to win, the other Kevin is projected to win by the smallest margin I've ever freaking seen in fantasy football.
Yeah, it's actually ridiculous. But can I just tell you how incredible that I have not only last year's sheet
My
here, but
God.
I have this year's draft sheets here as well. And I gotta say, my drafting has been pretty on par and like very similar. So, for instance, my first overall pick was the number three overall running back this year. My pick was the number three overall running back.
Not bad.
I am a big fan of Rashad White. Got him twice.
Mm, look at
Let's
you.
let's see. I've also been a big fan of Michael Pittman Jr. How I got him twice and how he fell so damn far, I think is a little crazy. Uh, what's it called? I was able to improve my quarterbacks from the previous year,
Good.
and I was able to. So let's see if I go by the stats. I got the number two rated defense last year, the number one rated defense in the Niners, and then I was able to snag the number one rated tight end this year for this league. I'm not gonna lie, you're the league that we did for your buddy Jeff. I think it's my best draft out of the five I did.
I won't lie. I'm pretty sure the draft for Michelle's league that I'm in with you is the best I did.
Yeah, well,
And
Michelle's league I got extra stress because I was doing another league
oh
at the
yeah, you were
same
doing it.
time. So that was just a lot for me. And for anybody watching, apologies if I look like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I got stung by a wasp while I was prepping for
Ow.
karaoke. So I really hope this like goes away. But yeah,
The only,
it sucks.
the only thing about the team that I drafted for Michelle is apparently Edwards-Helaire is no longer playing football. He is on the NL or not the IRL, the
Is he in
IL.
the pup list?
No, he's not pup. He's non-football injury.
Oh,
Apparently, he's
jeez.
dealing with PTSD from the whole thing during their Super Bowl parade,
Oh
and the Chiefs are
gosh.
paying his full salary, so he is going to most likely not play this season. Um, Hopefully, he is okay. But in almost every three out of my four teams, I have Tyreek Hill and I have Mark Andrews.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
for Michelle's league,
and I'm pretty sure I have Debo Samuel on almost all of my teams as well.
so Michelle's league, I went very so I have Michelle's draft from last year too. Apparently, I must have just given up because nothing else was highlighted. I definitely did, but Michelle's league, I went with the same route. Ended up with the number three running back in Bijan Robinson. But I will say, I think if my running backs go off, I'm gonna be pretty scary.
If my wide receivers go off, no one is touching me. And if my
Uh,
running back goes off,
yeah, I mean. You got Sam Laporta, solid. I mean, David Montgomery had a hell of a year last year.
I
Uh,
have Jamar Chase.
yeah.
Um,
Well, he just needs to stay on the
it's not,
damn field.
yeah, he just needs to sign a contract. I have Jonathan Taylor, which that was my biggest iffy pick when we were first going through it. I was like, I don't know if I want him just because last year I took him so high and he freaking played 2 games.
I know that's sad
So
face
that,
on that one.
but again, that's the life of playing fantasy. And then the Jeff League, I don't know how I ended up with the pick I got first round at number 3.
I'm not gonna lie, I was worried about you picking number three, because right before me, because I'm just like, watch him just pick all the players that I wanted.
You started, dude. I'm in a league with Mark, with his family and Ashley and
Nice.
a couple other friends from New York, and we're going through, and Mark is picking right before me throughout majority of the draft, and he's getting people. I'm going, damn it! Ashley's like, what? I go, he keeps picking the guys I want. Like he's looking at my draft board or something.
The worst feeling ever.
Oh,
That's part of like that. See, those ones are the worst when they're in person because of like the stress that like you're going through.
I don't think I could
Of
ever do that. Speaking of
You've never
fantasy,
done it in person?
no, no.
No, you need to do it because honestly, it's a mind game. I'll say this story and I'll move on. So there was this one league that I used to do at my old gym. I did it for a long time, and there's this one guy. He's a Ravens fan,
Ugh,
and he's one of those like extra annoying fans.
I hate that.
So I remember, this was like when the Steel Curtain D was like crushing. They're always like top three defense. I took their Steelers D. He started talking trash, and like, yeah, of course he's gonna take his Steelers D. He's gonna take his Steelers. So I just had this strategy. How funny would it be if I ended up taking the Ravens defense? So the next round comes around, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go for it. I take the Ravens
Oh
defense.
my God.
He says when he gets to this big, yo, let me get the Ravens. I'm like, sorry, that's off the board. And it's funny because he initially thinks that it's one of the other friends that took it. And then at the end, he realized it was me. And he was absolutely
Rip shit.
livid.
Oh my
And you want to
God.
know what the best part was? That year we were in the semifinals to get to the finals. I ended up using the Ravens D to
To beat
beat
him.
him to get to the finals, and that was the league that I won my first ever fantasy championship. So that's the league that I was able to get my WWE world title with because of that win. So shout out to Teddy. I don't know if you'll ever listen to this, but I will definitely make this clip so you can see it. But thank you so much for not picking your Ravens defense the last year I was in that league. I haven't been back in that league because I just felt it was time to move on for greater pastures.
Yeah.
I think I even talked about it in the podcast like
Yeah, I
in
think
like
you
the
have.
first year.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was that league. But yeah, good
Nice.
times, good times. And now I'm stressing out of all these other leagues. And like I said, if I can win this league, one of these, I got to
You get
get
a
that
belt.
W belt. I'm gonna get that dub merit. I'm holding to it. If I can win one of the 5 leagues that I'm in, well, more like 4
You're
because the fifth one is free.
I
But if
thought
I
you
can
said
win
you
one of
didn't
them,
want to do that many leagues, so that's why we didn't do one for all of the manly musings. You're like, I can't do more than 3. I can't do
it
more than
wasn't.
3.
It was an
I,
absolute accident on my end because, yeah, it was a pure accident. But it's okay. Maybe next year we'll do a manly musings one.
I think we should. I think it'd be fun. Um, I'm gonna give my wife a shout out here. She probably has the best fantasy
Yeah,
football.
Ashley.
She has probably the best name for any fantasy football team.
Now I need to know what the hell it is. Hold on, don't tell me because I'm gonna look for it.
No, it's in our other league that she and I are in together.
Ah, see, don't see,
I know, I'm sorry, but
killing
it's
me.
Take Mahomes Country Roads.
Take Mahomes. Oh, that's funny.
I was
She
like,
also has it called Take Mahomes Tonight. That's in our league.
oh, that's great.
Is
That's
there,
the
wait, am I like missing something? Like what's the reference here?
take Mahomes country roads.
No, the for take Mahomes tonight.
Take me home tonight. Have you never heard that
Oh,
song?
do I need to Google it?
Take me home tonight. Oh God, I can't even
I'll
remember.
Google it
Yeah,
after.
don't
We
don't
can't do
make
it
me
here
sing.
because we're gonna get copyrighted.
Yep, nope, not nope. Just bleep that out. That's fine. Yeah, picking me apart. Damn, I love that one.
So I was really gonna call it picking my quarterback away because someone took Tua, but then that was stupid. So then I saw picking me apart, and then I just put damn in reference to them. Whoever took my quarterback, I think it was Victoria.
I I went with what would Christian do?
I mean, there's nothing wrong with Christian. On
Yeah,
with that.
yeah, I
I'm
thought it was
lacking
good.
on I'm lacking on the creativity. I was just gonna leave it as hopefully Kevin wins again to just make everybody mad, but
My
that'll
favorite
be
my favorite team name that I've got is probably Give 'em the love.
okay. I dig
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
I
it's
dig
a good
that.
one. Um, but Kevin, you're rocking something over there.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie because I was not prepared to dress up, so I wanted to wear something NFL. I ended up randomly as I was ruffling through shit. This is a
Oh my
Juju Smith
God.
Schuster jersey that I found, and I figured it worked because he was a Patriot also and a former Steeler.
Now he's
So
a 49er. Or
now he's a
not a Chief
49er.
again. A Chief.
So yeah, this shirt still fits me, so I put it on because I just finished running and I didn't really want to pull out something extra clean. So I was just like, yeah, let me just throw this on. It's fine.
Hey, I like it. I like it. I've
And shout out to your Slam T1D shirts. Good
all day,
times.
all day.
We helped
Um,
you reach your goal.
oh yeah, dude, my goal next year is unreal. I'm putting that 10K.
I'm sure you can make it.
I hope so. It'd be great. So people start thinking, start donating. I don't care. Just tell me what you want to do.
You're popular, so we'll make it happen.
I'm not popular. I'm not popular at all. That's okay. I would have a hat, but I have one upstairs, but I put Luca down and Ashley took them and I was like, oh, it's almost 7, so I'll run downstairs and just start recording. Um, but next week I'll have a hat on because we have something fun. So, like everyone knows, we announced this 2 weeks ago. We were supposed to have a guest on tonight, um, that works for an NFL team, but sadly, due to him moving and of course the craziness of the NFL, he is not able to join us tonight. He will be joining myself and Andrew next Tuesday, though. So our typical pre-week of backyard brawl won't be happening,
That face.
unless we feel like doing something just randomly on a Thursday and just doing something short. We'll talk about it. Maybe we can.
I
Just so
mean,
we
we
can,
could. Well, we can get it as the time gets closer.
yeah. And I'll make Andrew put it all out Friday because I'm going to see him in a week.
Perfect. That
So
works perfectly.
yeah, I'll tell him to bring his laptop. We'll sit at the airport. I'll make him do his work. And by work, I don't mean schoolwork because I don't care about that. I mean our work.
Yes,
Uh,
absolutely.
well, so let's dive into this. In a short 30-ish minutes, football kicks back off. It's we don't have any weekends off of football until February, everybody. This is
Gotta
amazing.
love it.
I
Gotta love it.
best time of year. Best time of year. Football's back. Kevin, you excited?
I am. It means, it's that time of year. The weather is changing
Mm,
outside.
it's beautiful.
Uh, Football's in the air. It's with a nice little crisp breeze on the outside. Remember, this week we're not getting just football Thursday. We're getting football today, tomorrow, Sunday, and Monday,
And don't forget college football,
and college football on
basically
Saturday.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I think the only days we don't have football is like a random Wednesday.
Yeah.
And you probably could find a college football game somewhere.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So I'll definitely be tuning in because as we're talking about fantasy, I have Lamar Jackson playing tonight in my league.
I have
So I
I
have
got
Mark
plenty.
Andrews. So let's let the good times roll for fantasy and the stresses to begin.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Can't wait. I can't wait to be yelling at my TV and my phone for 5 straight months, um, making it think that something is going to change.
Yep.
Yeah, me yelling
Nope.
is going to do something.
I mean, yeah, pretty much. Oh man, yeah. Tonight, yeah, Lamar Jackson is in Jeff's league, and I believe, if I'm correct, I have Mark Andrews tonight in my other friend's league.
Let's see who we got in here tonight between you and I. You got Jackson,
Hmm.
and I got Andrews.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
That's great
So I need Andrews to
to suck.
semi suck, but suck enough that where you
Don't get
don't
anything
don't do a lot. Wait, hold on. In which league are you? Do I have you with? Oh, in Jeff's league.
in Jeff's league. Yeah, and I'm playing against Ashley in our friends league. She has Mahomes and Pacheco playing tonight,
Love that.
and I have Mark Andrews and Zay Flowers. So
Gonna be a
maybe,
time.
maybe, maybe, maybe good things will happen. We'll find out. Um, but let's dive into it. If you guys haven't noticed, Florida State, who's ranked at like number 8, 9, I don't remember, like 12,
I
something
think
like
it's
that.
10.
They ain't even ranked no more.
Well, I mean, when you lose to Boston College like the way you did, you don't deserve to be ranked.
Oh my God. And you lose to Georgia Tech in Ireland. You come
Yep.
home, and then Boston College, who hasn't been a relevant football team since Matty Ice played there over 16 years ago, 17, 18 years ago.
Hmm.
Um, and you think, you're like, oh, we can come in and win. Their quarterback is trash. DJ Ugaula, whatever you say
Uh,
his last name,
it's Ungulele.
Angulele. Um, horrible.
He should just retire from football, unfortunately. It's not looking good.
No, it's not. And I watched some of the BC game, and they're saying the crazy part is Florida State has defensive guys that are top 15 draft picks, and they're getting steamrolled by Boston College, and it just wasn't pretty. So cool for the local team, really, for New England with BC winning a big game, first game of the year, taking down a number 18 opponent was pretty big, and then making sure that they're not ranked, even better. So good for you guys. Happy about that. Can't wait to see um, who's the coach on there now. Oh my God, Bill O'Brien, to see if what he can do with that program. So we'll see. It's been fun. Moving on to some scarier news. Ricky Pearsall, who is the first round draft pick for the 49ers, was shot in the chest last week in San Francisco walking to an autograph event because someone was trying to rob him. What the fuck?
People suck out here.
Dude, the crazy part is he got shot, walked himself to the ambulance, and then, and then apparently 2 days later was back in the weight room.
Wild, right?
Dude, like Michael Thomas stubbed his toe and can't play football for 5 years.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know what to tell you there.
I don't know. I think it's phenomenal that he's recovering the way he is. Hopefully, he's able to play in a few weeks so that he can get out there. But he's healthy and safe. That's all that matters. Um, let's talk about probably the most interesting story in the NBA right now, and the rumor mills that in 7 years, Philadelphia 76ers could leave and go to Jersey?
Oh yeah, wild.
What?
New Jersey will have another basketball team again,
I
which I don't blame them. If anyone has heard the details, don't blame them for leaving. Where I don't know, Merritt, correct me if I'm wrong. Philly's willing to put up like a couple $1 billion in this thing on their own to rebuild a new arena where they want it. Where Jersey's like they're gonna get like a certain amount of bonds to just help them build it right on the waterfront, which is facing Philly, right in Camden. I don't know if that's
Yes.
the exact thing.
So the New Jersey is giving them $400 million in tax breaks to move basically 10 miles away, 15 miles away on the other side and be across the water from where they used to play, which is really just at the end of the day a big middle finger to Philadelphia. Um, I won't
Should
lie.
just should just call them the New Jersey Sixers.
I won't lie. I would hate that. As a basketball purist, I would hate that.
I mean, I would just say
Oh, come on. Would you really want?
tell them to figure it out.
I
Figure it
know
out.
we got to talk to the owner of Fanatics and other people. Like they got the money, so like go fork it up and build them arena where they need it to be.
But I think it doesn't even matter to them. It's the state of Pennsylvania that's like blocking it. So it's their fault. So then give us the New Jersey 76ers.
No, you can't. You got to change the whole name. You can't. You got to start a brand new franchise. You cannot. That history stays in Philly. That team has been there for so long.
So are you suggesting they do what the Sonics did and give the rights to the state of Pennsylvania and then New
Yeah,
Jersey just starts something different?
yeah, 100%. Because
Now, what about this? Do you take back the Nets name from Brooklyn and have them change themselves into something different because New Jersey was synonymous with the Nets? So they don't really need that. If you're gonna really truly rebrand, they don't need that Jason Kidd in their rafters, Julius Serving, all those people, because that's the Nets history, which is New Jersey. So if we're talking about taking back the rights, do we take back the Nets rights from Brooklyn and they also create their own identity and franchise?
I feel like I think that would be the best idea.
We'll see Kevin out here
I
freaking
think
giving
that
some
because
gems today. Who the
Brooklyn,
hell am I? Maybe I
Brooklyn,
got to run in the evening more. Shit.
man, maybe because I think Brooklyn, they could come up with a fire name for that team instead of being the Nets.
And they have
So
enough like time in Brooklyn where like they can keep that history a part of them.
yeah, they've been
Whereas we get back all the history that was from the New Jersey Nets.
yeah. So you get up until what they moved 10, 12 years ago or longer.
Let's
Must have been longer. Um, you get whatever the history was prior to that.
2012
So
when I graduated college.
12 years ago they moved to
Mm-hmm.
Brooklyn. So that 12-year history that the Brooklyn Nets got, they can keep that. They keep that as
Yeah,
their history because it is
yeah,
theirs. They don't get to claim Jason Kidd, Vince Carter, any of those guys.
yeah.
But the up until 2012, you can restart that history and have that in New Jersey again. Um, and then what you'd have to do is the Nets, the Brooklyn team would not, then need to find a new name, which would be like I said, would be pretty cool. They come up with something. Um, and then as these teams, as the NBA talks about expansion, do you then immediately turn and say, okay, you guys, Philadelphia, you've been out without a basketball team for 5 years. Your fan base is crazy. They're rabid for this. Do you, do you say screw Vegas and you just go to the diehards where you have Philly that are diehard sport fans and Seattle? and bring back your Supersonics because that's literally what everyone in the NBA wants. And do you bring back the 76ers quickly so that you can keep one of the most storied franchises in the NBA?
Now, here's the thing. So what's the splitting of the conferences then? Because now you have if you so let's just say this. Philly, they turn into New Jersey. New Jersey, they have a new branding for the Nets. So that's one team that's already there. That's the Sixers are, let's say the Sixers are out right now.
Yep.
You have that, and then you bring back Seattle. That means you need to have another two teams if you're going to bring Philly back. You'd have to bring back Vegas anyway.
No, you wouldn't because you're just moving teams right now. You still are at the same amount of teams. And then if you bring back Seattle, right? Bring back Seattle, you're odd numbered on the West Coast. You need to
Mm-hmm.
bring back an East Coast team, or you
Mm-hmm.
reshuffle teams and say, okay, well, Oklahoma, you're now in the East, which would
Mm-hmm.
make no sense. You'd probably look at the Spurs or somebody over on that side that's closer and bring them over. But you would sit there and say, or to make life easy, we can just create the 76ers again. Then you have 14 and 14 or 18 and 18, whatever the number would be, right? 17, 17,
Mm-hmm.
18, 18, whatever it is. You have
Yeah.
your even amount of teams so that then you say, okay, our next expansion is our next and final expansion where we want to do Vegas because of what the market brings there. You
Mm-hmm.
then need to look for another East Coast team at
Mm-hmm.
that point and say, where else can we put a team? Can we go to Kentucky? Can we go
Ooh.
to uh, where else?
Nashville.
Yeah, Nash. You want to go to Tennessee? Um,
What
you,
else would be in the East Coast that you could put another team? Like,
you, you can't do Georgia because you already have the Hawks, and it's not a big enough state. Florida, you don't need to add another team. They already have three, right?
mhm.
Yeah, three. Um, South Carolina, maybe you could do something there. Maybe.
Yeah,
Um,
but like that Carolinas, they kind of the Hornets kind of claim both the
yeah,
Carolinas.
I know. So you have to figure that out. But at the end of the day, you would keep, like I said, you're a storied franchise where it should be. Um, and you hope by that point you have new people in government and fill it in Pennsylvania that say, what the hell are we doing? We just lost X amount of billions of dollars in infrastructure because
Mhm.
sales for ticketing and all this stuff that we get is gone. You know, you're getting
Oh, and
82.
I just thought about what about like Pittsburgh?
Oh yeah. Would would
They
Pittsburgh
already
want
have
it
an
back?
NFL team. They have a baseball team. They have
And
an
hockey.
NHL team. They just don't have a NBA team, and I feel like that's another type of area that would
Yeah.
appreciate their sports.
And that would be kind of cool if you bring in like the Philly side, if you bring back the 76ers, right? You put in a
Yeah.
team in Pittsburgh, you automatically have the Philly Pittsburgh rivalry again
Hmm.
in every sport at that point.
Yep.
You know, you split the teams and there you go. That'd be kind of cool. I'd be down for that. Um, but we'll see. We still have 7 years until that could happen. So there's a lot of things that can definitely change over that time period. But we'll all wait and see what happens. But I hope, as a basketball purist, they don't move. I'd like to keep the 76ers there, and maybe Jersey just gets one of the expansion teams
We
because
shall see.
I do believe Jersey deserves a basketball team.
We do. It's a damn shame that we don't.
You know, you guys just didn't want to pay the Nets to keep the Nets. Brooklyn was giving out more money.
Well, yeah, and Continental Airlines Arena needed to not be
True.
like what it was. It's trash.
Is it still up?
I don't know if it's still up. I haven't I honestly don't remember. I thought I could have sworn that they were like in the process of taking it down, but I don't know. I don't remember.
Oh my God, my phone has 54 text messages.
Nice. Look at
I hate
you.
that.
Popular.
No, it's literally just fantasy football chat.
Nice. Good times.
My friend, I need Kelsey, Pacheco, Henry, and Andrews to all score a touchdown.
Nice.
Okay, they're all their bets. Oh my
Uh,
God,
all the betting.
all the parlays that they're getting into. It's not going to happen. Not all of them are going to score a touchdown.
You
I don't.
imagine if they all do, that'd be wild.
That would be wild. Um, well, let's dive into our team, our favorite team, one of our favorite teams that we love to talk about, and that's the reason we started this podcast with West Virginia. Um, we'll talk about the Penn State game here in a moment, but on to Albany, on to
On
Gold
to
Rush.
Albany. Gold rushed.
They, God, if they don't come out ready to kill those Danes, I'm gonna be pissed.
I feel like we should at least win by 3 touchdowns minimum.
You know how you were saying a couple for the U.S. basketball team, if they didn't win by like 20 points, you'd be disappointed. If we
Hmm.
don't win by 4 touchdowns at minimum, I'm gonna be rip shit.
We'll see. We'll see. I mean, we did. We did. This is the same deal that happened last year. Lost to Penn State. We blew out Long Island by like 8 touchdowns, and then the coming of Hudson Clement happened. Now this year,
Let's do it
we're in the
again.
same. Let's do it again, and then
Go to
take
Pittsburgh.
it from there. Take it from there. So it has been the usuals. We go through the stresses of up and down roller coaster of emotions. I just hope that like it's what I'm expecting. So this week we're gonna expect to see an ass whooping like no other, and then hopefully I'm knocking on this desk that we go to Pittsburgh and come and we get to drive home and you get to fly home with a win because I can't have what we had last time when we went to that damn city happen again. Because if that happens again, we're just calling off any more trips to Pittsburgh in the near future. Because we're not.
Well,
I'm not doing it.
good thing we wouldn't be going to Pittsburgh until 2028.
And by that time, hopefully, I'm still alive by then. So w- we're not we're not playing around. WV, let's figure it out. Let's get the season back where we're supposed to be and have, like Pat McAfee said, we got a long season. Still got a chance to go to college football playoff. It's only one loss. So
Yep.
that's the mindset that I'm rolling with. I have faith in this team that, I think they're gonna get it together. But again, time shall continue to pass on and we will wait for the results.
Yep. Well, we do have at least one ranked team in the country, and it's a number one ranked team.
Oh yeah, shout out to soccer. That's
Let's go
soccer life.
men's. Let's go men's soccer. They are first time ever ranked at number one, I believe, in this early in the season.
That's
But
awesome.
I think they got to number one at the end, near the end of the year last year,
Yes,
a little bit
yes.
with Marshall. Um, and then they went, we watched the game. They went and fell to Clemson in the semis. So that was the first they had ever gone. But being ranked number one is huge. It means a big target on their back. Cannot wait to see what they can do and keep doing well. Women's soccer, again, they always crushing it. Izzo Brown is always doing her thing with those girls. So happy to see that. Happy to see that we are doing well in other sports. Um, Also talking about other sports, women's basketball non-conference schedule came out today. I did see that. I didn't really read into the article much, but they have announced that. And they were also announced the two guards are top probably 10 combos in women's college basketball this year with Quigley and can't remember the other girl's name. Oh, I can't remember. But
You mean JJ Quinterly?
yes, and someone else that the other guard, I can't remember her name. They're
Uh,
supposed to be one of the best 1-2 punches in college basketball.
Let me see if I can find it. It's got to be Quinterly and Jordan Harrison.
Yes.
I think that's got to be it because I remember she was one of the better guards last year.
Yeah. So can't wait. Sports, really, literally everything is about to start in a couple days, couple weeks, really.
I'm
But
looking at the non-conference schedule. So what we got is it features 7 home contests, one road game, 3 neutral site contests for the Gulf Coast Showcase in Estero, Florida. They are going to have Towson come to Morgantown. They're gonna play Niagara. They're going to go ahead and play Pitt.
all right, there we
They,
go.
they're gonna play Pitt. They're gonna play host to Texas A&M,
Ooh,
and then they're gonna play at home Bowling Green and Lafayette. Then they go on the usual Thanksgiving tournament. Um, I don't know who the bracket is, but after that tournament, they have East Tennessee State, followed by a road game at Temple.
good games right there.
Not bad, not
No,
bad.
and
So
they were in Italy crushing every team. So let's hope they can keep
yeah,
that momentum rolling. And get past the semi or the second round of the tournament this year.
yeah. Fingers crossed we don't get screwed like we did last year.
I know we're going to get screwed. Maybe the NCAA will actually do the right thing and do neutral site locations for women's basketball instead of let's have the number 1 team host it.
Yeah,
Stupid.
I agree. That which I still think that's the most idiotic thing ever.
Doesn't make any sense. But talking about football, Kevin brought it up. Pitt, today it was announced, and I got a nice email saying you are officially able to download your tickets. So
Ooh,
we have all 4 of our tickets ready to go for the Pitt game next weekend in Pittsburgh. Again, we are staying a short 9-minute walk to the game.
I'm
Uh,
very excited for that.
I've
Very
already been,
nice.
I've already got us invited to a tailgate.
Oh, look at you. Who's tailgate?
Adam Ho,
Who?
Adam Ho.
Adam.
You
I I have no idea who
do
that is. I'm so sorry
you
if he
remember the New
doesn't is.
York trip?
Not a No, of course I don't remember the New York trip.
Remember the New Remember it was I think the night that everything occurred with you and the foaming of the mouth. Uh, but the next morning where we were waiting for people to get on the bus,
Oh, was he one of them?
he was one of them. Yeah.
Lit. I don't
And
think he remembers me. I don't remember him. I'm sorry, Adam Ho, but we'll reconnect in
yeah,
two
so
weeks.
I think Steve Capizzi will be there as well. I was talking to a couple people this past weekend. Um,
So I'm gonna
and
be the
it's
elder statesman out of the group.
you are younger than me.
I'm younger than yeah, but I'm still class of 2012.
True, true. You are. And I
So that's
am.
why I'm the elder statesman. Whoa, I'm so sorry.
Did
But
you see
some
that?
sort of clear. Yeah, that's exactly. I was like, what the hell was that freaking like spotlight? Is there a ghost in here?
That's what I just thought. I'm like,
Yo,
your
that
house
would be
haunted, bro?
so wild. Holy shit. Guys, that was crazy.
That was creepy.
Wow. All
Are
right.
your like ancestors trying to haunt you now?
I mean, honestly, could be, but we'll see.
No, if you just like get possessed or something, as long as it happens on camera, I'm cool with
Nice. And then that can be then you can make an Instagram reel out of that one.
Oh, wow, I don't know how to do that. That's your job.
Oh my God. Well, you're gonna need to figure out what happens if something does happen to me, then we're gonna be screwed.
Okay, fine, I'll figure it out. But yeah, so we have all of our stuff. Um, like you said, Andrew and I are flying in. Kevin and Cyrus are going to be driving. Praise to you guys for doing that. I just did the drive back from West Virginia. I'm good.
Well,
And
also
that,
I also had to drive back after dealing with a loss, and that drove those drives are always 30 times worse.
you know what? We'll talk about that. Let's talk about Penn State. Um,
Yes, since that is the next topic on the paper right now.
it's like literally the only topic on the paper. Like I said, y'all, I wrote this episode in like 10 minutes last night before bed because we needed to
Crushed it.
talk about something. Um, let's just get the overreactions before we dive into talking about the game.
Yes.
Give me your, because I know you, Andrew, and I were texting during that second half and what was happening. So give me your immediate overreaction after that game was done.
The immediate overreaction is that God, this is gonna be like 2 years ago, all over again. And I was just like, I don't know if my heart can handle all that. That was my initial thoughts. But as life goes on, and we realize that we are West Virginia, and at times we are, allergic to success and happen to be always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Um, the one thing that I just felt that was just so inexplicably disappointing was just like the way we showed up after the pre-game hype that we had. We had big noon Fox football there. We had the Pat McAfee show the day before. The crowd turned out for them. We had everything rolling on our side. Like even some announcers were like, I think Penn State might win, but you know what? I'm gonna give it to West Virginia today because the crowd has been great. And I just felt we just showed up so flat and so uninspired. It's like when you get up for a state on stage and it's like your first show and like you've hit everything in like your practice, and then all of a sudden everything that you did that was supposed to just be running smoothly just completely falls apart. and
Yeah.
and I think that's essentially what happened. I felt we started to get in trouble the minute we got the turnover, and then we turned it right back over to them. That's when I started to get a little nervous, and I was like, here we go. Here we go. And yeah, but that's was my overall reaction right at that moment watching with my buddy Dan. We're just like, why do we go through this? We go through this every year and just go through this roller coaster of emotions. And him and I both said it. Here it starts again. Here it starts again. And it's just a little, it's just, and that's what it was. It's, like when sometimes you just be like, oh, it's like, damn, you're like so angry after a game. I was more disappointed, and I feel like that feeling is like way worse.
Yeah. No, I can agree.
You, I would like to hear yours since you were watching this
I,
debacle live in person with
yes.
Luca and Halt and all.
So let's just talk about before the game. It was awesome. We tailgated at the same spot we were at last year.
That's a
Um,
great spot. Great spot. Was the
Luca,
same guy there?
which guy?
The guy, the homie who let us use the doctor's office bathroom.
So no, they didn't allow us into the doctor's office bathroom this year.
That
So
sucks.
yeah, that stunk. So something
Somebody,
must have
you know
happened.
what? I blame whoever stole the freaking gnome from the office. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Why the fuck would people take shit?
Yeah.
But so we tailgated there. It was great. We had a blast. Luca was phenomenal the whole time. He was having fun. There's pictures. I have millions of pictures. Um, Kid was decked out in West Virginia gear, looking like his dad, which was perfect. And then got to the game, and the crowd and the atmosphere was unreal. But you could tell there was some intensity, like over the top. Like I know I was over the top intense. We were waiting in line to get alcohol, and people were literally pushing and shoving, and it's like someone grabbed me and spun me, and I almost turned around and hit somebody. It was just one,
Ooh.
yeah, dude. It was crazy to the point of like something's going to happen. Nothing did, I don't think, but it was at that point where the fans were at each other's throats. Um, but we got to our seats. We had a great time. There was a couple Penn State fans, a mom, dad, and their daughter. We were having a great time with them, going back and forth. And I was like, The girl's like, "Oh, Frank, coach sucks, so he's going to call this play, and oh look, it's 4th and 15. Let's go for it." I'm like, "That's all right. We're going to go for it on 4th and 16 and not even get close, so it's fine." Um, but they came out. The defense looked really good against a very athletic, bigger Penn State team than our defense is. That Penn State offensive line is huge. Their quarterback was great. Running back was really good. That one wide receiver that torched us. But they didn't have that until the second half. You know, I missed one of the touchdowns due to going to the bathroom, but it was just all of a sudden you're like, wait, they scored? Because they moved so quickly. Um, we left at half because there was the thunderstorm warning came through. And at that point, we're like, well, do we wait this out? Like, because if you leave, you can't come back in. That's the biggest downside to that arena. You are not allowed to leave. Um,
Oh
so
wait, you're not allowed back in. That's right. They don't have the
they don't do
reentry
the,
policy anymore. Oh
the
shit, that's right.
our second, our I think my second year there, they still had it, but the final year was when they're like, yeah, no one's. If
No
you leave,
allowed
you
back
can't come
in.
back, because they were always getting pissed because college students would leave at halftime, get tanked, and wouldn't get back there until like halfway through the third,
Hmm.
pissed drunk. Um, which I get, but
Yeah.
so we left, and as we're walking back, you can see the storm just coming. We're like, oh God. So we kind of go move a little faster. We get back, and half of the tailgate that we left up is all over the place. Like the tent that we have is bent and hanging up over here. Thankfully, that what didn't break. So we're just like Ashley and I are quickly kind of packing things up, throwing it in the car. Luca's just chilling, sleeping in his car seat.
I love it.
Dude, I kid you not. It looked like I had jumped in a pool and went swimming for like 30 minutes. How wet I was. Like clothes were sticking to you. It was bad. Um, but so then we got back to the hotel, we hang out, we go, got food, and we watched the second half. And watching the second half, my overreaction to it was like, what the fuck happened at halftime at that delay? You know, did we just not come out inspired? Like you were down by it was 14-6. Like where you were down by 8 points. You were down by a touchdown in a 2 point. Like, granted, you screwed up a 2 point conversion. I get like whatever, but like, what the fuck? We're not moving the ball. The running game, which is supposed to be one of the top in the country, looked like shit. Like, you just couldn't do anything. So you and I and Andrew were texting, but it was like questioning what the hell this team's doing. Now, hindsight's 2020. When you look back and you start thinking a little bit more about it, I listened to the Pat McAfee show the next day, a little bit, and he was honest about it. He was like, "Look, it's West Virginia. We're not always going to win these big games, but our fans showed out. Did we play great? No. Did we come out flat? Yeah. But that's not this full season, and that's what I think. You and I and every West Virginia fan out there, we think the first game of the year is going to tell you exactly what's going to happen the rest of the year. Last year, if we had done that, we wouldn't have believed that we would win 9 games, close to 10, really 10 or 11 games we could have won. So after sitting back and going, okay, I'm excited to watch this weekend's game. I'll pull it up on ESPN Plus because that's what it'll be on. Um, watch that at 7 this weekend. Just enjoy it. Watch them manhandle the Danes. I actually tried to give those tickets away to my buddy who went there, but he has a graduation event this weekend, so he couldn't go.
Mhm.
But I am excited. I think the season overall is going to be a good season. The next few games aren't layups by any chance, but they're mid-range jumpers, right? I'll give Albany is pretty close to a layup. Pitt depends on what West Virginia team shows up. but you also know that that place is going to be rocking more West Virginia people than Pittsburgh people.
And that's how we do it.
Yeah, and that's just how it's going to happen. And then you play Kansas and Oklahoma State, I believe, in the next couple of games. So I think we can beat those two teams. So we'll see. I'm excited though to see what we do. I hope we just clean up the messes that we had during the game this past week and rectify that, and just getting a win under our belt prior to going to Pittsburgh, I think is a big thing. And that's what happened last year. We got that win against Long Island, went into Pittsburgh, or Pittsburgh came to us, and that crowd was rocking and rolling. We were ready to go.
We
And
won.
then and we won. And the year prior, we opened with Pittsburgh.
Mhm.
So I think for us, we should follow the what majority of college football teams do. Get a layup game in to start the season. So you start your year with Albany. Let's get
Mhm.
Albany done first. Then go and play a Penn State or a Pittsburgh or somebody else. And then if you do it right, you do one more layup after that.
Or like a group of 5 team, like a Sun Belt team in
Mm-hmm.
Akron, like the way like how every like Power 5 team's supposed to do it. Like shout out whoever the AD was, Lions screwed us up so bad with the way he made the schedules for us because he
Yeah.
fucked us over.
And
Excuse my language.
they're trying to rectify it because I think next year we play Robert Morris, we play
Yep.
Ohio, and then we play Pitt.
Yep.
So you get some layups prior. And no offense to those two programs, they're good programs in their own right,
But
but they're
that's the
not.
way everybody else has
But
been doing it.
that's how you should do it. And then the following year, it's a similar. I think I don't know who I know it's Ohio again, but I don't remember who else we play. But like it, that's what we need to do. If we want to continue to do well, we need to do that. We need to build that momentum with those lower level teams in those smaller conferences.
All right, so here we go. So you listed Robert Morris at Ohio and at home at Pitt next year,
Yep.
2026. Alabama coming to Morgantown, UT Martin, and at East Carolina,
Oh,
2027.
that East Carolina one is going to be a sneaky game.
Oh yeah. Remember the last time we went to East Carolina when
Yeah,
we were in college and we
and
lost?
we should have beat the crap out of them. And they beat the crap out of us. Yeah, I remember
Yep.
watching that.
2027, we are at Alabama,
Yep.
VMI, and Ohio at home. 2028, we only have the neutral site game against Tennessee.
Tennessee and Charlotte.
2029, Ohio and at Pitt. 2030, St. Francis and then Pitt. And then 2031, 2032, we haven't gotten anybody else just yet.
Yeah, no. So again, some looks like this season, like we're kind of getting to that point where we're going to start doing layups a little bit more, which will be good. Like till you have freaking Alabama the first game of the season. My God. Lions, if you ever hear this podcast somehow, some way, you're a dingleberry and an asshat for this scheduling that you freaking did.
Yeah, that's the best way to put it.
I can't wait for Ren Baker to fix the crap that you did.
And that's what he's doing.
Yep. Yeah, but I'll just talk quickly about the Pat McAfee show. That shit was unreal. We did not go near it. It was not no,
Because you couldn't.
dude. You weren't like. There's just no way. But I watched it on TV and
I did
it
too.
pretty damn cool. It's great that he's finally back, kind of representing the university.
Which we've
For
needed for so long.
years we hadn't had that, and as you started listening to the show, it was great. But also, I saw more pictures after the show and after the game. Like Pac-Man Jones was there. Like he was with some of the recruits, talking to the recruits, and it's going, well, that's huge. That's
We haven't had that. When was the last
you
time we
need
had that?
you need to have these guys. Like to me, if I'm Neil Brown, if I'm anybody within the West Virginia organization, if I'm bringing some stud wide receivers out, you know what I'm bringing in to talk to them? I'm bringing Tavon. I'm bringing Stedman. I said, come talk to these boys. Come talk to them. You want to talk about one of the craziest motherfuckers out there? With Owen Schmidt, if you want to talk to a kid that you're trying to bring in from an NIL deal or from a lower division school that's not sure if that's the way they want to go, bring him in. He'll be like, look, I played at a D2 or junior college. I walked on, somehow became the runaway beer truck, played in the NFL for a few years, and has been successful. So,
And I would even talk about, you mentioned wide receivers, people that like work their way into a smaller programs to come into ours. Think about a guy like Kevin White, who was a
mhm.
top 10 draft pick for us. You know, you're
Sills,
great. David Sills, who went from he was a backup
quarterback.
quarterback to being an accidental extra wide receiver, went to go play quarterback junior college, come back to be a wide receiver, and then now he's playing in the NFL on practice squads, but he's making a living in the NFL.
Dude,
You talk about
we have
go ahead.
three. Do we have two or three wide receivers playing in the NFL right now? Ford Wheaton, Bryce
Yeah,
Ford Wheaton is
well,
playing.
he
Then
didn't really he didn't
he did he
he's
did not.
not officially playing, but he made roster, and that's a big deal.
Yeah,
We
he
have one,
because
two,
he tore
three,
his
four,
ACL
five,
last year.
15 alumni on rosters.
I will take that.
It's awesome.
That that's more than what we've had in the past few years. So I also just love the simple fact that who's the guy out in Seattle besides Gino?
Marcus Sims, the guy that he transferred out.
Marcus Sims, though, went to the NFL, got cut by teams, went and played in the CFL, played in the UFL, played in the XFL, and got an opportunity to now play again in the NFL. This man grinded to get where he's at. And I'm going to give it to one boy from West Virginia that's on your team, Mr. Beanie Bishop, going
We
from
got so there's three on the team.
undrafted to then being the starting one of the starting cornerbacks.
There's three on the team.
Who's the third?
According to this,
You got Beanie, you got
Doug
Frank.
Nestor.
Nestor made it
Yeah, apparently I don't know if he made like the practice squad.
because he got cut by Minnesota.
Yeah, he must have made the practice squad.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna take that.
Hmm.
On that, that's all I got. Let's end that on a high note. I don't have anything else.
Yeah, all
Kevin,
right.
do you?
Couple things we didn't talk about. Shout out to the Indiana Fever for clinching a playoff spot. Start out 1-8 and now they went 16 and something. Um, for I forgot what the record they went, but they clinched a playoff spot. They're the sixth seed. So shout out to the whatchamacallit. Shout out to the Fever and Caitlin Clark for doing their thing. But
Mm-hmm.
I really want to shout out a MMP alumni. Shout out to Maya for playing in some big games. If you guys know my niece Maya, who plays for the University of Oregon volleyball team, she got some time and some serves in for against when Oregon played number 4 Pitt. She got a couple of points there, and her play against Pitt got her some run against Long Beach State, in which she went on a 7-point service run that included her first 2 career aces.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah. So shout out to you, Maya, freaking killing it. The hard work you've been doing has been paying off. And yeah, I'm excited to I want to see if I can get out to a game if possible. But yeah, I needed to just shout that out because she came on the pod with us. And yeah, that's really all I have. We don't have a filibuster's question because I haven't had a chance to be with the guys since I have like a new part-time job. And yeah, that's all I got.
All right. Well, Kevin, get us out of here so we can watch some Chiefs Ravens. They just posted a picture of at 7:30 tonight at Arrowhead, thunderstorm.
Love
7:55,
that.
rainbows.
Love it. Absolutely love it.
That's football weather for you,
Um,
boys.
Football weather at its finest. So, is it outro time?
I think it's time to get us out of here, bro.
Wow, this is another record-breaking performance by us with the podcast. So it's either we're doing an even shittier job at this, or just knowing how to do this
Quicker.
for quicker. But yeah, outro. So thank you guys that have continued to support us. Are we almost at our anniversary for 3 years?
Yeah, in like a month.
Yeah, so we're coming up to that. So for those that have continued to listen to us, we appreciate you. If you want to watch us on here, you can watch us at our YouTube at the Mainly Musings Podcast. Feel free to stream us on all streaming platforms. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and is it Amazon Play? Yes, because
I think so, yeah.
Google Play doesn't exist anymore, apparently. Make sure you follow the Instagrams. Follow Mary at Merit_P. Follow me at CakePay1624. Follow the podcast, Instagram, and TikTok at the Manly Musings Pod. And yeah, I'm sad I'm going to miss next week's episode. Just sometimes life be lifing. But maybe we might do a short little just quick recap on Thursday to just give everybody an update on what we're doing
Hmm.
for the backyard brawl and just touch base on a little bit of that. And then next time we're gonna be seeing each other, which is super exciting because
Good.
we haven't seen each other in forever in person. So I'm super, super hyped for that to
It'll
be
be my
together with all
first
the
time
guys.
meeting Cyrus in person.
And you'll be able to meet Cyrus in person. So
Oh
that's
my
gonna
God.
be a lot of fun. And
That
yeah,
big
that's what I
goofy
got.
motherfucker. Can't wait.
Yes, we love you. But thank you guys. We appreciate you. Take care and good night.